you ready to start a new week in our history and go to a different place, a new adventure? Remember last week we went to where it was really cold. We've been in Europe. So today we're going to go to a different place. It says, get in your golf cart and we're going to head to the United Kingdom and Ireland. So I'd like for you to get this page out. Now you're going to need 4 pages today. 131 all the way to 134. So make sure you get those pages out. We're going to visit several places today. Now, make sure you also have your quest page out. Remember, you should have these 2 things written on your quest page. The longest river in Europe, we found the clue. It's the Volga River in Russia. Remember last week we learned about the country where they play that game Pisapeo. It's kind of like baseball. They play that in the country of Finland. Okay, so we're going to need this. Now, let's go ahead and look at where we're going. All right, so last week we went up here to Norway, Sweden, and Finland. The week before that we studied Russia. This week we're going to learn all about the United Kingdom. Now the United Kingdom is a pretty small island area, and it's got several little tiny countries involved in this area right here. Okay, lots of history up here too. All right, let's go back to our page 131. Now we're going to watch for our golf carts as we drive through this week. Now before we do anything else, it might be best to understand just where we're going. So where to begin? The United Kingdom is a country made up of England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. If you're talking about the one great big island, that's just called Great Britain. And it includes England, Wales, and Scotland. Ireland and Northern Ireland are a part of this smaller island. Okay, so this will make it all perfectly clear. The United Kingdom is the name of the country. Great Britain is the name of the bigger island, and England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland are the 4 main regions. Oh, and Ireland is a country all its own. Whew, that is a lot to learn. Now, first we're going to visit Ireland. There was a time a long time ago when Bibles had to be written by hand. Some of these writers loved to decorate the scriptures with designs. In Ireland, there was a version of the Gospels created called the Book of Kells, which is a beautiful work of art, and they think the monks who designed it might have been running to escape the Vikings. The Book of Kells. That reminds me. Is that a clue? Let's look back over here. Is that a clue? Looky there. In which country was the Book of Kells created? Well, what do you know? It's the country of Ireland. So let's put our new clue down. Make sure you use good handwriting. Which country was the Book of Kells? Ireland. All right, so make sure you put that down there. Now, let's look here. So we found out that the Book of Kells was a version of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and it was written in Ireland. They think the monks that wrote it were trying to escape the Vikings. Now, let's move on to Scotland. Remember that Scotland is a part of the United Kingdom. One instrument that's often associated with the Scottish people is called the bagpipe. It's thought that these might have come to Scotland with the Roman invaders around 2,000 years ago. The name bagpipe pretty much tells you what the instrument is made of. Let's look at this page. Including the thin pipe that is played called a chanter, and the bag that holds and releases air. It's most often made of animal skins until recently when other modern materials have been used instead. Some kids in the Highlands learn to play the bagpipes and practice outside on the moors or on the local beaches. Here's a man playing the bagpipes. Have you ever heard the bagpipes? Let's see if we can find the bagpipes being played. Let's just see. Bagpipes. Let's see if we can listen to them. Let's find a really good one. This guy might be a good one. Let's listen.
Piper Mackay is filling Hyde Park with the sounds of Scotland's signature music. Jonathan Vigliotti tells us about an instrument that mixes tradition with very strong lungs.
Every spring, when Scotland thaws and roars back to life, another seasonal tune-up begins. May marks the start of bagpiping season. Yes, bagpipers hibernate too. The city of Glasgow's police band is practicing for a summer of competition. And in Edinburgh, the famous castle will soon host hundreds of kilted pipers for the annual military parade. The bagpipe and kilt were both instruments of war, dating back centuries. The kilt was used as a uniform, and pipers' haunting cries routinely played troops into battle until after World War I, when more than 500 pipers were killed.
It's an unusual battle cry.
Yeah, but intimidating, otherwise he would never have done it.
All right, there you go. There was some good information about bagpipes. Did you hear them? They just sound really neat, don't they? There's a picture of a very famous castle that's in Scotland. It's called Edinburgh Castle. There's the tower part. That's just one part of the castle. This is a bread or some kind of food called a clootie. Let's read about the clootie. Do you like food? A great Scottish meal in the winter consists of potatoes, carrots, and diced square sausage simmering together slowly for half an hour. Everyone in the olden days used to make their own clootie dumplings. It took hours as the mixture was wrapped in a cloth or a clootie, brought carefully to boil. Then when it was ready, it was taken out of the pot and the cloth was opened to disclose a large circular dumpling. It then sat at the fireside to get a skin to form. They're delicious for birthdays and often filled with pennies wrapped in paper. Do you like castles? Well, the capital city of Scotland is Edinburgh, which is a beautiful city full of tourists from all over the world who have come to see the castle and listen to the cannon going off every single day at 1. And if you go over to Wales, well, they used to have over 600 castles. About 100 of those are still standing. That would be a good place to go, wouldn't it? Let's look at this place. This says in England, there's a long history of their people as well as lots of legends, which is true in most places around the world. One account that is a little bit of both is the story of King Arthur. In the town of Glastonbury, there's a place so old that they were actually digging up the remains of it 1,000 years ago. It's called Glastonbury Tor, and in the ground where it is, said they found a cross that mentioned King Arthur by name. Tor was an old word for hill or high place. This is Glastonbury Tor. I think that might be a clue. Look at number 7. What does number 7 say? Where will you find Glastonbury tour? Wow. Let's go back. What page was that? It's in England. Glastonbury tour. It's so old that it was old 1,000 years ago. Wow. Let's put that on our page. On number 7, where will you find Glastonbury tour? We'll find it in the country of England. So make sure you write England. England is a place, so that means it's a proper noun. So you'll use a capital letter. England. That's a country where you'll find this old place called Glastonbury tour. Good. All right. Now, what would you tell a friend about the United Kingdom and Ireland if they asked you? If somebody said, do you know anything about the United Kingdom or Ireland? I know what you could say. You could say, sure, they play bagpipes over there. That's what you can say. Okay, today I'd like for you to write on your thankful page, and let's look at this next page. One more page right here. This is a picture of part of Edinburgh Castle. It's just a part of it. It's huge, isn't it? And old. Have you ever written a favorite verse of Scripture? It says, have your teacher find you a good one and write it below. Then imagine writing out the 31,000 other verses way back. Remember, they had to write scriptures by hand. Wow. I would like for you to find a scripture in the Bible. Can you find a Bible and just open it and find a scripture? And then just write it right here in really, really, really good handwriting. And then I would like to see it. If you can't find a scripture, can you ask your mom or dad to find you a scripture to write? All right. So don't forget to write your scripture and then do your thankful page for today. Okay? That'll be all for today.